Okay, so let's start. We will start our thinkers. Okay, basically, when we study thinkers, we find ethics into the three domains: virtue ethics, consequential ethics, and deontological ethics. Correct? What is virtue ethics? You will get actually kind of disturbed by seeing this virtue again and again. So, have a common conception, I will say, not misconception. Okay, and that is Dharmraj Yudhishthir. He was the virtuous man. What your virtue says, that is virtue ethics. Being a teacher, my virtue says to equip you with the knowledge as well as application of that knowledge. Okay, consequentialism. If end is well, all is well. Simple. Okay, deontology. I care about my duties, what my duties says. So I will be concerned about means as well, whether I am duty bound or not. ठीक है? Now, always remember when we talk about the virtue ethics, it might be a case someone says legally to me do this thing, but my virtue do not allows because I find certain kind of issue. For example, I be the boss of political party. ठीक है? I have 9 MLAs, 8 MLAs brought by a particular person. Okay, so they are saying let's merge with that political party. But what my virtue will say, I will not merge. Okay, you are just single MLA. We are already sold up. So I did not join my party. It might be a case that my political party also kicks me out. And the meanwhile, I lose my MLA ship as well with me not any particular medium. Okay, but my virtue is intact. For example, when Dharmraj Yudhishthir was playing that Chaucer game, okay, he was bound by his virtue, na? Was there any law? No, just man of his words. Okay, let's move further. So, whenever we are thinking about the thinker, whatever quotation I've made, I will be putting in these three directions. Okay, now let's start with the Plato. Okay, Plato is no one but discipler of Socrates. When we talk about the Plato, basically, you talk about only four things: wisdom, temperance, courage, justice. WTCJ. Without ticket, WTC justice. Okay, WTCJ. Now, when you look at the perspective, I will say, what it says, there is a wisdom class. Okay, they will be going by the virtue of reason. Is it correct? What is the reasoning? Is it following any logic or not? Then temperance. Temperance means nothing but bodily satisfaction in limits. Okay. Courage. Courage is nothing but to show the spirit. Spirit of anything, a spirit to fight back, a spirit to do something good and something. Justice, all of our three qualities. Okay. If there, it will be established by the justice or just society. When you talk, who should be in the limits? It's the civilian class. Else, what we call it, mass protest, instability, something like that. Okay. When we say courage, courage is about auxiliary class. Auxiliary means the person guarding our borders. Wisdom, bureaucrats. If these three organs are working properly, he's saying it will be a just society. Now, Plato also says man is a social animal. Plato नहीं कहता, कौन कहता है फिर?
Aristotle.
Good. ठीक है. Aristotle says man is a social animal, but Plato says man is social by nature. It is there in one of these teachings. Social by nature. There is a difference between social animal and social by nature. Nature can be dependent on the context, biasness and all. Try to understand ethics. Okay. Animals can be of any kind. Pet animal उस टाइम पे इतने होते नहीं तो we will talk about the wild animals. Okay. Animals live in groupings and all. That's how he described. Social by nature, what in the when you study like theoretical papers and all, research papers, you will go deeper. Ki we start talking to dogs na, ye babu shona. It is like we are being socializing with the dogs as well. Social by nature, and nature is okay. हमने कविताएं लिख दी है नॉन लिविंग थिंग्स पे. वी हैव रिटन पोएम्स ऑन नॉन लिविंग थिंग्स. वी आर एक्चुअली we are actually being social with the non-living things as well. Correct. Now got my point? So how these things are interrelated? Now, what is goodness? Is he or was he mentioning anywhere about the goodness in his teachings? No. Fine. He has mentioned, and he says if man is natural and doing proper function of human nature, it is his goodness only. Means we are kind of good people only. ठीक है, we are kind of good people only. Man is good. Emotivity is the keyword. I have discussed in one of the sessions, I guess. जो PDF दी है गलती से, the PDF that I have given you guys, even there it has been mentioned. Fine. Now, for me, only these 5-7 points are enough to deal with the Plato questions. You have only like 2 to 3 pages का material. Why I took only one sentence, man is social by nature, so that I can discuss with you the social animal wala concept. So if you have 5-7 lines and their core principles, that is enough for a thinker to be addressed during the questions. You will find that you will not even quote wisdom, temperance, courage, justice. You will not even quote guardian class, civilian class, auxiliary class. You will not even know the meaning. What is courage? Ab courage ka meaning definition, I can guarantee a number of you will not be able to say. Got my point? So for me, this was enough. When I was reading about the Aristotle, okay, I'm kind of discussing my notes right now with you. What I did, I noted down the definition. I will just read it out. Okay, not definition, some content. Knowledge, courage, bravery, and perseverance by themselves do not make a morally good character or man. A kind of Plato is being refuted by the Aristotle. Courage, bravery, perseverance, knowledge, not a good character. Their ethical significance depend on motives and values. When I am talking about the motives and value, it means I am talking about consequentialism. Consequentialism.
सर टीलियोलॉजी और द एंड वही कॉन्सिक्वेंशियलिज्म है तो यस
Teleology
What
means
about the
sir,
motives and values? Motives and values is the end for you.
deontology.
Good.
सर बट वैल्यूज और मोटिव तो अलग हुए ना लाइक मोटिव तो जो हमें एंड में मिलेगा, और वैल्यू आर द मीन्स।
मोटिव एंड में मिलेगा, यू नीड मोटिव,
मतलब
यू
मीन्स टू से दैट सर, सपोज किसी पर्सन का जो एंड क्या होते हैं, मतलब एंड वही तो होता है जो हमारा
एंड इज द
मोटिव था।
रिजल्ट.
बट सर जिस मोटिव से किया तो
So you were doing a murder in the self defense. So according
ओके,
to
बट
you,
इट
you
वाज
should
नॉट।
be
ओके,
according to you, you should be charged with the murder criteria.
समझ आया, क्योंकि मोटिव नहीं था मारना, मोटिव माय सेल्फ डिफेंस। ओके,
Exactly.
नाउ अंडरस्टूड। ओके सर।
But consequentialism के according you are gone. Got it. कुछ भी बोल रहा हूँ, आयुषी भी सर हिला रही है, मतलब क्या तुम सो रहे हो क्या सब? बहुत अच्छा चल रहा है. यस करण.
सर ये वर्च्यू में नहीं आएगा, मोटिव वाला थ्योरी?
वर्च्यू इन द सेंस, क्वेश्चन क्लियर करो अपना.
मतलब अभी डिस्कशन चल रही थी कि ये मोटिव डिओन्टोलॉजी में जाएगा, बट ये वर्च्यू में नहीं जाना चाहिए कि मतलब मोटिव, मैं अपने आप को बचाना, अपने आप को बचाना चाहता हूँ, ये मेरा
Listen. A policeman is there, but still you are doing the self defense. Is it your virtue or the policeman's virtue, or say policeman's duty, or and as well as virtue to save you if he is just besides you?
हाँ यस सर, कंटेक्स्ट डिपेंडेंट है वो, मतलब पुलिस वाले के लिए
Exactly.
ड्यूटी होगी, मेरे लिए
Exactly.
ठीक।
Exactly. So don't, I will say, limit it to a particular point.
ओके
Got
सर,
it?
गुड।
Fine. I'm moving further. Now, he said justice has a supreme virtue. He said justice should be the main concern of ours. Okay. What kind of justice? Distributive justice. Socio-economic justice, as equitable distribution of wealth and resources. Then remedial justice. Okay. Both justice as a part of supreme virtue. Now, this much content was enough. Then some add-ons for me. What is doctrine of golden mean? Avoid both extremes. For me, सिर्फ 2 words में doctrine of golden means खत्म. Avoid both extremes. Then I built 2 diagrams. 1 point this side, 1 point this side. Rashness, cowardice, somewhere in the middle, courage. Okay. Virtue is matter of habit. For example, Yudhishthir ji was taught from kid to the elder, भाई तू तो सच बोलेगा. Krishan ji was taught, do the things, let each other person to bother about themselves, you do your own work. Habit बन गई थी ना, माखन चोर, रण छोर, all the bad things we are kind of attaching with them. Now, last, reason plays important role. When you are talking about justice and all, reason plays important role in choosing right action. When you are saying justice should be supreme, everything is there. Okay. When you are talking about the reason, then you are talking about intellectual virtue. If you are talking about right action, you are talking about moral virtue. It is there. Now, this much content, 4-5, I'll say lines, was enough to me handle any question. Just analyze. Now, again, a thinker was McIntyre. No one quotes him, but I liked him. Why? Good judgments emanates from good character. Generally, my judgments are good, so I consider myself with a good character person. Just simple line, and I used in n number of case studies. It is time to show his character. ब्रैकेट में लिख दिया मैकलिंटायर. by opting for this option, by going for this particular course of action, and making a good judgment for the beneficiaries, for the society, for the victim, for the मतलब जो भी केस स्टडी का सब्जेक्ट मैटर है. समझ में आ रहा गलती से कुछ और अच्छे से समझ में आता हैड यू गाइस डन योर पार्ट. Criticism of virtue ethics now I will be talking about. Okay, it will change according to society. Afghanistan democracy was there, women were studying anything. Here comes the Taliban. What is there? Virtue ethics says kode khao, get beaten, don't study, don't put lipsticks and all. Imagine, society changes, ruler changes, virtue ethics changes. Now, virtue ethics is more self-centered, less community-centered. Had it been Yudhishthir ji told, "Hey Bhim, उठ के तोड़ो जरा, अर्जुन तोड़ो जरा इन लोगों को, मैं खेल रहा हूं तो तुमको थोड़ी." It was like had he asked them to fight, they would have fought good. But it was self-centered. No, I don't want to be jhoota and all. I don't want to be called liar. I'm not thinking about the community. Got it? Strength of virtue ethics. Relevant for international governance. Okay. So somehow done with this 2-3 thinkers for the time being. Next, if you find Epicurus' Art of Rational Living, not that famous. In my preparation, I referred the vision material that I suggested you guys. I noted down small thinkers so that even examiner should think yeah ये deep पता है इसको. Plato Gandhi, Vivekananda, तो everyone will write. So what he says, pleasure is end of life. Or what is pleasure? Lack of pain. One day I wrote on my WhatsApp status, एक दिन मर जाओगे सब ठीक हो जाएगा. Afterwards I read this line, pleasure is end of life. Fine, मुझे अच्छा लगा, मैंने कहा ये तो कई जगह यूज होगा. That this particular thinker can be used. For the kind of questions, continuous learning and all, I was able to put these thinker over there. Freedom of body from pain, freedom of soul from confusion. Even that is art of rational living. Soul from confusion. Generally, I'm not confused anywhere. So in this sense, I have attained the freedom. Again, Jeremy Bentham's gross or quantitative utilitarianism. ठीक है, ये कहता है nature of governance is to ensure pleasure and inflict pain on culprits, pleasure for the citizenry. Simple सा समझो आप. An action is right if it produces pleasure, wrong if it is produces pain. This one line was more than enough. Then I thought I got a particularly what to say 7 factors, say 7 dimensions of pleasure. What I wrote there, integrity, duration means duration of pain or pleasure, proximity, certainty, how much certain you are that it will bring pleasure in your life, purity, freedom from pain, fruitfulness, capacity to generate other pleasure, means I earned money, I became happy. I purchased car. My life became easy. I purchased AC. I contributed in environment conservation. That's it. ठीक है? Then each man's happiness is good for him. Individualism. Man egoistic, selfish. दोनों में डिफरेंस चेक कर लेना आप लोग. I will not tell. Altruistic. What does it? Hedonism and altruism same thing है वैसे तो. Maximum happiness for maximum number of people. That is all. Now, what I found while reading one of the non-UPSC book about the Bentham, I added in my notes. And what was that? Why man becomes altruistic? Natural or physical sanction. Means naturally I'm good person. Physical sanction. A kid comes here and was like his father, okay, गाय को रोटी डाल दे. He is being altruistic. But why? Physical sanction. Okay. Then second point, political sanction. Religious sanction. ऊपर वाले से डर. Social sanction. कुछ तो लोग कहेंगे. Fine. Then these four fears were known as fear for four. And what the question came in one of the examination, though not UPSC, what are the sanctions of morality? So these were the sanctions of morality. Physical section or natural section, political section, religious section, social section. Got it? Now this much enough for me to revise for Jeremy Bentham's. Now I'll stop myself over here for a minute or two. When I was reading, what I found, I can write only 50-60 words. And these 10 things are more than enough. If the statement question is there, they are giving some 4-5 words. 10 words I have, 10-15 words from here there. I have to just make analytical statements or kya. What you guys are doing, you guys are unable to recall or remember thinker. Reason for the same, ki you are going cover to cover. You are not able to find what is important, what is not. You are thinking even this is important. So for that I have told you, bold part is more than enough. Rest depends what you like. When I made 2-3 statements, my purpose was so that I can interrelate. Got it? Now I'll stop my session here for the 5 minutes or so. Shoot your questions related to this only. Yes, Karan.
सर ये स्ट्रेंथ ऑफ वर्च्यू एथिक्स का रेलेवेंस इंटरनेशनल गवर्नेंस में इसका थोड़ा बता दीजिए.
Virtue ethics means you will do the right thing. India's nuclear doctrine, no first use. It is my virtue. More explanation needed?
नो सर, अंडरस्टूड.
Good. Altruistic, not understand. Okay. Who will tell Madhvi what is altruism? Anyone would like to try? Go ahead, Divyanshi.
Um, सर अल्ट्रुइज्म मतलब कि सेल्फ इंडल्जेंस, सॉरी, सेल्फ लविंग केयर, किसी को अपने आप को समर्पित कर देना, द आइडिया ऑफ केयर, दैट इज अल्ट्रुइज्म। लव से ये मतलब रिलेट होता है। तो हमने हीगल में पढ़ा था कि अल्ट्रुइज्म मतलब सोसाइटी का एक फीचर है, लव एंड अफेक्शन।
Good. Pravina, you wanted to say something? You wanted to say something?
Yeah, exactly. As she said, that it is like caring about the others more than yourself and showing love to others more than yourself. Yeah.
Okay. So Shrey has given a better definition, I will say. I will tell you why. Think about society without self-interest.
Selfless service.
Exactly. When that will work. Until unless you will say selfless without self-interest, I will not say it is altruism. I'm not going to good to you guys. No, I'm earning yaar. सीधी सी बात है. So you cannot say sir you are being altruist over here. ठीक है. Got it. So this is how it is. Madhvi, clear है?
Yes, sir.
Fine. Now let's talk about the mills, and then we will talk about hopes, then IR and then nothing. Baki next session, I will give you the thinkers so that you can come if you wish to come. Sorry to say, if you wish to come, you can come with a pre-read, I will say, as we do in colleges. So JS Mills, we seek to satisfy our higher capacities. Simple logic, he says it's better to be unsatisfied human than to be satisfied pig. Okay. Means you attain first the highest form, then try to attain that. Don't try to be complacent that your lowest form pe you attain the satisfaction. And number of you have the potential. Individually, you know what I'm talking about. Okay. But you are in the state that you are satisfied in the pig state, I will say, not to demean anyone, but let me tell you it very frankly. Why pig state? That is your lower state. You are not ready to push you extra up so that you first become human, then become a great human. Okay. Now he says egoist man seeks pleasure of others in order to revive his own pain. Sorry, in relieve his own pain, not revive. मेरे दिमाग में पबजी चल रहा है. Revive means relieve his own pain. That is somewhere true to the mentors or the teachers in the UPSC journey. Okay. It's not like that we show off our selections sometimes, but it is about to find that 1% in the people, those who are capable. Okay. And they achieve something that we were not able to achieve. Our pain is going down. Are you getting my point? At the same time, we are going up. We are attaining, humans we are attaining something in the great form. Means and ends transferred. ठीक है, इसका भी रहने दो आप लोग, ज्यादा डीप हो जाएगा, इसको छोड़ देते हैं. Sanctions of conscience. अभी तक we were talking about sanction of morality. Now we are talking about sanction of conscience. Individuals' own conscience. I told Ayushi to pick up the 2000 rupees that has been dropped by a lady going on the scooty, and let's have a party. Ayushi says, no sir, my conscience is not allowing me to do so. It was a sanction of conscience. It is a sanction of India as a country which aspires to be a world power, Vishwaguru, that we say we will never use our nukes against a non-nuke nation, especially. At the same time, we will not first use our nukes until unless forced upon to do so. So this were more than enough. Now let's talk about psychological egoism. Egoism is nothing but self-interest. ठीक है? Person's ultimate aim is of her own welfare. See, ये मेरी उस टाइम की राइटिंग है जब मेरी राइटिंग बहुत सुंदर हुआ करती थी एंड आई वाज मेकिंग माय नोट्स. मैं पर्सन को पीटरसन खुद पढ़ रहा हूँ, तो डू नॉट आस्क मी टू शेयर माय नोट्स एज वेल. It is, I am trying that it should be converted into digital format by myself only. Okay, so if it is done, then I will share. Hopefully it will be done within your time being. Okay, ethical egoism. Maximize one's self-interest. ठीक है? Not talk about Thomas Hobbes. Why he says about the strong state. He says everyone is there to maximize one's self-interest. So we need state to controls. Society originates out of self-interest and fear, not a natural feeling of fellow men. Society means what is society actually? Following a particular rule of law, following particular rules, following particular order. Okay. Civil society as foundation of morality. Requires social authority. Now keywords. I'm giving you the keywords basically. Social authority means which has been sanctioned by the society. Should be based in sovereign. It means a government, not on few oligarchs, not in the hands of few monarchs. Man is a moral only when it is a conducive for individual security. जब तक मुझे पता है कि मैं पुलिस की बात मानूंगा तो पुलिस मुझे भी तो सेव कर रही है चोर उचक्कों से. It is fine. When I know that police will save me from the anti-social elements, only then I will say yes to the directives of the police persons. Na? Okay. Now last thinker of the today. Rational individuals are not guided by emotions and whims. Ireland, he says. People like me are not guided by emotions and whims. In nutshell, ethical होना duty नहीं है. It is just one's choice. Rational individuals, they do not care about the emotions and whims. So, being ethical is one's own choice. That is the perspective of Ireland. When you get the question that choose one option and you find that this option is less ethical, okay, so you can quote Ireland over there. Even doing wrong is the sanctioned by some thinkers. This is nothing but different to altruistic morality. Got it? Criticism, emotivism. इसका criticism है emotivism. Humans can naturally feel inclined to help someone, people. And that we call altruistic morality. Okay, I'll stop over here. I guess 4, 5, 6, 7 thinkers we have done. Now I'm giving you the names of the thinkers. Please jot it down. John Locke, Uncle Rousseau, Rawls, 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 basically theory of justice पढ़ेंगे. Rawls and Amartya Sen. What is the relation actually? Then Pappu Kant, basically K-A-N-T Kant. Sartre. That's it. Now, the purpose of this, you can write your answers. you will start including thinkers over there as well. Now read these thinkers again, and the way I told you the thinkers. Try to interlink. Try to have your own 4, 5, 6, 7 words. Whether they are sufficient enough to write your answer or not. Okay, this was my only thing. Fine. So that's it. Let me stop recording first.